you got to read in between the lines of how Bean is trying to really approach this, and he's still trying to eat right now this year. I mean, to make the roster competitive and still get more bang for your buck, basically. You know, bringing in the Sheffield right now to compete with Hardy and Shakur. I think it's still another spot on the roster that the Bills can go at to really upgrade this wide receivers room. And right now so far so good. This room is very this receiving core has definitely improved since last year's core. And when you look at the pivotal pieces and where they are, they got younger, but a little bit more faster as well.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that they were trying to address last year was speed and guys that could basically run after the catch. So Sherfield's another guy who can definitely run after the catch. 6'1", 210-pound wide out at basically around a 4.45. And then obviously we know Deontay Hardy can he can take a drag route. He's kind of like Tyreek Hill esque in reference to what he can do with the ball in his hands. So
they both a little bit are, honestly.
yeah, but Deontay Hardy's a little bit more shiftier. You know what I mean?
But when I say that, I mean, the boy Sheffield could take it the distance. He did that the first play versus San Francisco. He is out there kind of looking like Tyreek. Like when I first saw the highlight, I thought it was Tyreek Hill running away from everybody, and it ended up being him. So, he got breakaway speed for sure.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that they covered it with speed. So next position group to address, the running back. And we know Devin Singletary signed earlier this afternoon with the Houston Texans. Shout out to my guy, Big Dad, miss you. You know what I mean? As a cover to watch you, cover you. You know what I mean? We're not done.
Hey, yo, show these dudes what's up, Devin. Go out there and show everybody how stupid they sound and look by saying ever doubting you, bro. Go out there, you and Pierce, you know what I'm saying? Go do your thing. Show it, because I want to brag. You know what I mean? That's why I want to brag. I told people you was a Pro Bowl back. Go out there and prove it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to miss Devin Singletary. But Damon Harris, you know what I mean? It's not a bad pickup.
Motor has left the building. But two different types of backs. When you look at Damian Harris is a more power back in the sense he's a more one cut. So that's letting me know that the style the Bills are going to still try to go when they get to their zone, when they start doing a little bit more zone blocking. You've got that back now with that one cut ability that can run in between the guards. Not more or less all tackle. That's more or less James Cook now. James Cook could be the guy to run more outside zone and things of that nature. And you got Damian Harris who could bang in between the guards. And that's what you're missing. You know what I mean? So and then he can also do it on the outside as well. And he's definitely an asset when it comes to pass protection. So
I think both of them really got the ability to be dynamic enough to go between the tackles, between the guards, you know what I mean, and bust it outside as well. I think James Cook, you said it yourself. You think he's a baby Dalvin.
Yeah.
And Dalvin for sure can, I think James Cook is going to develop into that type of bag.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We just got the offensive line must establish some sort of identity.
Yeah, for sure.
Since we are on the offensive line, I know the offensive line's been taking a lot of flack, and which I don't really understand, when you really look at it, the dynamics of it. Okay. Josh did throw for over 4,000 this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did have two running backs who averaged over 5 yards a carry when they did run the ball. When you put Cook's average and Singletary's average combined, it comes out to at least 5 a crack. So I don't understand why the line just caught so much flack. When you run the ball and you got two backs that average over 5 yards a carry, and your quarterback still throws for over 4. Why does it have to be the line?
It's really the way the coaching. It was coaching all around. Let's just be real about it.
Yeah. So that's the thing about it. Because my thing when I thought about it earlier today, me and my guy Buddha Bless, and it's like, okay, the Bills will win. Say like this year they win the 3rd straight AFC East division title, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to a Super Bowl. Like who do you know that won their division 3 years in a row and never made it to the Super Bowl? So it's a lot of things that's going to really start exposing.
Rodgers
After a while.
happened at least. That had to happen at least once.
Yeah, but what happened, to that coach?
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. McCarthy was out of there. They still was winning. McCarthy was out of there. So it's like, can't win AFC East 3 years in a row, and we don't get to the Super Bowl. And we win it this year, the division. And we don't even make it to the Super Bowl. When can you say when? Like in our fourth try? Like I got to do a little bit more thorough research on that to see what are the actual numbers. But like has a team who's been to the division, has won the division at least 3 years or better. What was the timetable of them making it to the Super Bowl? Did anybody win the division 3 straight times and never made it? I want to know what those numbers are.
Big times in coach. If we don't make it this time, if we don't make it, I make sure next year we'll always make it on Madden, though.
True, but guess what? You can't blame Leslie Frazier. All right.
I feel like Josh is always kind of coming like the new LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, he can't get over the hump, can't get the ring. Although it's not his fault.
It's not Josh's fault. The guy needs help.
It wasn't LeBron's fault either. That's what I mean. Like,
and look, ain't no INT. You're
Yeah.
gonna need help. I don't care who you are. You're gonna need help. No matter who you are, to win a championship, you're gonna need help. And right now, Josh Allen needs help.
he does.
He needs help. Stephon Diggs, he needs help. Gabe Davis, he needs help. They all need help together. It ain't just one person. It's all of them. That's why football is probably the best ultimate sport, because it takes 11 guys to go out there and get the job done right, instead of just one guy or 5 guys or 3 guys. It takes 11 guys to go out there and execute it and play at the highest level every play. So, Bills are stacking the deck on reinventing that with competition, getting back to that. Getting back to, being competitive and back down and being hungry again. A little bit more than what they have been in the past couple of years. And, that mantra definitely keep things going, because once you got competition every week, and your spot is in jeopardy every week, then you're going to start getting players' best performances. So maybe some of the things that the Bills are trying to get back to what got them there in the first competition. You know what I mean? The competition of it all. So, again, it's still room for OBJ. All right, that's all I'm saying. There's still room for OBJ.
It's always room for Jello. Always room for OBJ.
I don't want to hear that Kansas City chatter, but there's always room for OBJ. All right, let me let you know that right now. So, yeah, man. So,
I feel like I really, you know what? Like, because when I first saw the Hardy signing, I was like, who the hell? I was like, who is this, right? Then I go and I look at his tape, and I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at it. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to replace Isaiah McKenzie. This is what I thought when I first saw that. And, I mean, they released Isaiah McKenzie, so apparently, yeah, that was what they were trying to do. But when I saw the Sheffield signing, of course, I'm like, who the hell? But I go and look at the tape, and it clicks. Oh, I see what they're trying to do. Dead last in rack, ain't trying to be that no more.
right.
You know what I mean? They're trying to get the ball out in space, do what a lot of Patrick Mahomes do. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen has the most, air yards per touchdown in the league. Patrick Mahomes was dead last with the least amount of air yards per touchdown in the league. And that's because of scheme. Well, I mean, they scheming it up, the play calling. They're making it a layup for who most considered the best quarterback on the planet, right? For an ultra superb talented icon. You know what I mean? He's him. Right. And they're making it a layup for him. You know what I mean? So I feel like Brandon Beane is trying to kind of, nudge, push Ken Dorsey in a direction. You know what I mean? We need to get these guys out in space. We need to have other people make plays so that everything isn't on Josh, and having, forward speed at 3 of the wide receiver position. And Gabe Davis ain't no slouch either. And Khalil Shakir is kind of fast too. I feel like speed all over the place. Naeem Hines, James Cook, Harris, he got some speed too. I feel like making this a speed offense makes sense. And then also, that speed but powerful as well, with a guy like Harris. And also Cook, he can run tough too. So I really like the direction in which it's going. I need to see more Reggie Gilliam on the field though.
We got an SEC just about backfield, and Cook and Harris. So I definitely like the direction we're going.
Who starts?
Cook starts.
I think so.
Cook is RB1 in the league. I mean, he knows the playbook. So, and he knows the playbook. And it's Dorsey's first year last year. So that's a definite edge.
Yeah,
So he's definitely RB1 right now. James Cook is. So, and rightfully so. That's what they drafted him to be. So he's going to get that opportunity. Harris is definitely a good change of pace. And he brings a more physical presence, and he's going to help you in short yard situations and obviously in the red zone because he does score a lot of touchdowns. A lot of people don't talk about him scoring touchdowns, but he's definitely was my fantasy back for the past 2-3 years because that's how Belichick's pretty much used him in that mainframe. That red zone, short yard situation. You see Damian Harris out there. You just got to hold on to that damn football. At times, he was robo-testing that thing. And at the wrong damn time. So as long as he can, keep all 4 points on the football at all times, Bill's got to definitely still whatever they paid him. I just don't think. I mean, we'll wait and see what the number was on this one. I know that all the Bills fans is trying to figure out how much did they pay for his services. So we'll just have to wait and see because that's just the biggest thing now. How much are the Bills actually spending? Everybody knows what the Bills' salary cap is at this point, so they want to know. And one more restructure, I think that will really get the deal done. Hopefully, with OBJ.
That's what makes it all the more impressive for Brandon Beane. Like hindsight is 2020, right? So if you want to go after the season and talk about all the deficiencies to the roster and how Brandon Beane didn't cover this and that, right? But like I said last year, preseason going into the season. We were the Super Bowl favorites, which means Brandon Beane did his job. We came out the first couple weeks and we're a juggernaut. That means Brandon Beane did his job. At that point, it's about the coaching staff and the players to get it done. You know what I mean? And Brandon Beane is, what is this? His 7th offseason? No, 6th offseason. He is about to go 6-0 in terms of offseasons.
He won the offseason 6 years in a row.
He is about to have had 6 straight good off seasons in a row where he has done something to make his team a championship contender. And that's all you can ask for from your GM. He can't go out there and coach. He can't go out there and train. He can't go out there and develop. All you can say is, I think that person has talent, and I think my coaching staff can make him better. My coaching staff can make him productive on the field. And it's up to now the coaching staff that you hire. And of course, the coaching staff really hired him for real. You know what I mean? But, he still has to depend on Sean, to go out there and get it done. And for the most part, he does get it done. I think he just gets a little timid in the big moments. And that's something he's got to work on. But I do think for the most part, Sean McDermott is a phenomenal head football coach.
Yeah, he better get it.
In the big games, he got some work to do.
That's what we're paying you all this money for. You know what I mean? And it's just like playing. When you coaching in them big moments, it's the same way as playing. You got to make a play. All right? And if the players got to make a play, then the coaches, you got to call that play. You got to call that play to make sure that those players are able to make plays. That's what this is all about. So towards the end of that, I seen less of that in Dorsey's offense. Brandon Beane seen that too. He definitely stated that hopefully we get a chance to play the clips. But, he definitely said everybody knows that it was a decline offensively. What can you put on it? Because, we really wasn't dealing with injuries, on an offense like that other than a quarterback. So.
No, the offensive switch foot was inexcusable to me. It was like the difference between one half. It was like they went into halftime at the Green Bay game, a juggernaut, the best offense in the NFL. And then it came out at halftime, and the rest of the season, they were just like, okay, we're good. we're not great anymore. We're not a juggernaut for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We're just good. We'll score enough points to win the game. And I mean, they relied on their defense pretty heavily too. They had to play complementary football because the offense wasn't holding up their end of the bargain a lot of the times. So
they were. It was just the strangest way on how they went about it. Like the Bills they'll jump out on you, and then they'll still continue to pass the ball.
Turnovers were disgusting.
But if you're up 13 points, like when is it time to establish the run? You know what I'm saying? Like you're in control of the ball game. If I'm up 2 possessions and we still continuing to pass, that means we just experimenting on stuff and we just going through the motions. We're going 3 and out. You may get a lazy interception because you just again experimenting instead of controlling the football game. When you're up 2 possessions, the Cards always say run the ball, establish your run game, control the game, and we just kept passing and passing. We'll pass our way in the game, and we pass our way out of the game. Surprisingly, that happened 14 out of 17 times our way, which is amazing.
14 out of 16.
Yeah, basically 16 and a half. That's his regular season. So 1-1 in the playoffs. It almost happened in the first playoff game. We let Miami come back the same way, and then we just didn't respond against Cincy. Like I just don't know what that was. So
yeah, Cincy was just disturbing.
Second half of the season, the Bills didn't get better at all. They stayed. They stayed even. They stayed at 5.